You're tuned in to Listen in 3D. This is episode number 19. I'm your boy Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool.
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrous Net.
And together we are Team 3D, the host of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to give this video a like if you like what you're seeing. Comment. We accept any kind of feedback. Share it around and definitely subscribe. If you want to help us out even further, do us a favor. Click on that notification bell when you subscribe. That way you get access to when all our videos go live so you can see us right away. If you come to our channel, do us a favor, watch, a video or two or three or four or five. We got plenty of content on the channel. If you don't want to be here that long, you can even check out one of our shorter videos. We've been doing TikToks and Instagram posts as well. So anything will help us, definitely. I mean, we got more content coming. We have a lot in the bag. So, we're excited to see where this goes. And this has been a really good show thus far. Excuse me, need to turn off my cell phone. If you want to email us, if you don't feel comfortable commenting, listenin3d at gmail.com. Listenin3d at gmail.com. All right, so with all that call to action stuff out of the way, how you doing, Netta? Did you survive that thunderstorm that we had in our last episode? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry, I don't know how it was there in California, but this past weekend we had a freeze. It got super cold here.
Okay. Yeah, it's been pretty cold in where I live anyway. In California also, it's been getting at least in the mid 40s late at night, and I work late at night, so when I'm coming home late at night, yeah, it's not the warmest right now, but I mean I like this weather. Beats the heat if you know what I mean. So I'm just doing my best to stay warm and not freeze myself to death, but we're
Yeah,
doing
it's
good.
definitely better than like 100-degree days. We got as low as like 18, which I'm from Cleveland, so it's not that bad. But everything shut down in Louisiana. So
Oh, right on, right on. So everything shut down. That's crazy. I think we do have some rain coming this weekend, so well, I mean we'll see. I mean, right now, I mean, I like the cold weather. The rain, I don't really like that much. My wife loves the rain, but yeah, and I'm not a rain guy.
I
Anyway,
don't like it either.
yeah. Anyway, enough with the weather talk. What album are we discussing today? If you want to get into that.
So today we'll be discussing Lil Kim's debut album, Hardcore. It was released November 12th, 1996. It was certified 2 times platinum. It has singles including No Time, Crush on You remix, Not Tonight, Ladies Night remix, and there were music videos for all of the singles. There were a lot of guest appearances from Jay Z, Puff Daddy, Lil C's, Junior Mafia, Jermaine Dupri, Trife, Larceny, DeBrat, Left Eye, Missy Elliott, and Angie Martinez.
Yeah, quite a bit of guest appearances on this one compared to the last album we did, which had no guest appearances. So yeah, so back to a lot of guest appearances. All right,
Yeah.
so I forgot to say this a couple episodes back, episode 17, when we reviewed Missy Elliott. She was the first solo female artist that we've done on the show. Little Kim is the second, and just in case you guys are wondering, we will be doing more female artists as the show goes along. We haven't forgot about the great pioneers of hip hop, not so much for the men's side, but the female side as well. So we'll be doing that, and we'll be mixing up some R&B artists as well. So stay tuned for that. It's not going to be a male driven show, just in case you guys were wondering. So, and that should have already been some indication when we did the Fuji's episode with Miss Lauren Hill, being in that group. We'll be doing her album, sooner rather than later also. So I mean, just stay tuned for all that. So just wanted to put that out there. As for Little Kim, any nostalgia memories of Little Kim? I'll share mine.
Well, I would have been 6 when Hardcore dropped, so I don't remember like knowing who Lil Kim was like at that time. But I probably heard about her later on, and when I was like a teenager or something, and definitely at the time when Notorious came out, I started getting to know her a little beyond that. So I've definitely listened to more of the latter part of her career, and so I was excited to hear this album because I never heard it. What about you?
Well, I did know that, before she went solo, she was a member of the group Junior Mafia with Little C's and, other other members of that group. We'll get into that a little later on when I get in the recommendations. But, definitely, I mean, I was a teenager when this album dropped. So, I mean, videos, I saw the music videos a lot. Didn't really jump into the albums all that much. So, I mean, the only album I think I really heard her on was maybe the Puff Daddy and the Family album that came out like in '97, but didn't really. This is like the first solo work I've heard of her, so I was interested to see if this album was really hardcore, and it sure was. Uh, all right, so let's get into the artwork. What'd you think of this? I've seen this thing a million times, and I'm looking at it now, and it's just she's like on a panda bear. It looks like, or something like some like a panda bear rug.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. She got with the head on it at that,
Yeah,
and got the roses on behind her, the bottle of champagne, no pants on. But
yeah,
honestly, she wasn't really dressed as raunchy as you would expect for an album called Hardcore. I mean, I don't
yeah,
know, it was kind of conservative if you ask me, and but it kind of went along with the theme of the album, like
yeah.
being
The
rich, sex appeal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The thing it was pretty popular. Well, it's popular today too. It was pretty popular in the mid '90s. So. But I mean, I think she did play it safe with this album cover. It could have been a little more hardcore if she really wanted it to be. I feel, but
I think there's a more there's a famous picture of her like squatted down with her legs like open like a butterfly,
oh
and that's associated with this album. I don't know if it would have been when you open up the cover and you see it, but I remember she got really mad at Nicki Minaj for redoing that. That's why I remember it.
oh yeah,
But maybe she's saving that for the people who bought the album.
yeah. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm sure there's more stuff if you get the CD booklet or the vinyl. But I mean, I don't plan on getting that. I mean, it was a good album. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think I like it enough to want to go out and do all that. But I mean, for the most part, good album cover, and I think it does pretty much reflect what we're about to discuss. So before we discuss the actual music, let's get into the beats. What beats did you like on this? There were a lot of production was really good on this album. It was, I
Yeah, I agree. The one I came down to, my number one was Big Mama Thing. To me, it was like the most interesting beat. It was light and fun, and I just like the way it keeps going down, down, like it just keeps hitting back to
yeah
back. And I feel like if you really listen hard enough, you can hear the beat itself singing "Big Mama Thing." So I really like the beat.
yeah
What
yeah
did you like?
yeah. Big Mama thing was up there for one of my favorite beats. Also liked it was really tough, but I mean for me, Crush on You was also a great beat. We Don't Need It and Not Tonight, the original version, not the remix. But yeah, I would. Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think we agree on the same thing. Big Mama thing it was a great beat, great song, which I'm sure we'll get into very shortly. So um, but yeah, I mean a lot of great beats, and definitely if you are a beat fan, check it out. You won't be disappointed. I mean, it was a very well produced album. So I mean, in other words, would I recommend listening to it instrumentally if you just want to hear the beats? Yes, it was pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into singles. So there were three singles. Um, let's start before we get into the two controversial singles in terms of it's a single, but not the version you hear on the album. But we'll start with the one we do hear on the album, "No Time." What were your thoughts on this one?
Um, I would preface the discussion on the singles with, I mean, I don't know how you felt about it, but when I'm listening to this album, these singles are not, they're not top three on the album. They're not even like top six in my opinion.
Hmm.
So I mean, my opinion on this on the singles is not that good, but I like the rest of
Okay.
the album. But
Okay. That's
no
fair.
no time. I felt like Diddy was kind of leading the song and the chorus, I mean, it was okay. It was cool, but to me, it's just kind of lackluster. I didn't really like it that much. I did like that Biggie's voice was like subtly like a part of the beat,
Yeah.
and I liked when she said, "I'm drinking babies, then I crack for the Mercedes." I thought that was crazy. And I don't know what rhinoceros of rap is, but I thought that was interesting too. What did you think?
I thought I thought this song was average at best. If I were to go back into the review room, I would have been like, Let's see if we can do something better than this." Like, not saying it's the worst song on here, but I think they. Let's just say maybe one of the reasons why this album didn't grab my attention early is because if this is your lead single, kind of hard to bounce back from that, and I kind of see why they did have to, make remixes for the next two singles, we're going to talk about. Um, but yeah, so in terms of the video was okay. I mean, the escalator scenes
Yeah.
were fine, I guess. I mean, I think it could have been better, but I mean, at least it was easy to understand and look at. But I think we've seen better music videos than this. Even some of the black and white videos we've seen, I think was better than that video. But like I said, not the worst song, but maybe worse. Maybe worst single review so far. Maybe I could put it in that category. Maybe, but I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, I see you weren't a fan. All right, moving on. Next single, we'll go on "Crush on You." So album version very different from remix video version. So which one do you want to talk first?
We can talk about the album version first because that's the one that I'm just like, why is she like? Why does she sound like a feature on her own album on the album version?
Yeah, well, the thing I read when I was doing some research on it, because I had heard this version a while back. I didn't, and I think I just like found it like through like LimeWire or something. So I didn't know it was on the actual album. I thought it was like on like a B side or something. But yeah, when I was reading through like Wikipedia, I guess she had taken a hiatus from music because she had gotten pregnant, and then I guess she had an abortion or something. So I guess when they
Oh,
recorded the song, I guess they went with Little C's, and then they pretty much added her to the remix. But I guess when the album was done, I guess they went with that version. I don't know why. It didn't really make sense to me. But
yeah.
in terms of the original version, I mean, I like it. I mean, it's I've been trying to find it for years. I finally found it now. But I mean, I think Little C's kills it. I mean, if you want to talk about it from his perspective, but I mean, kind of hard to judge it as a Little Kim song because she doesn't really rap on it, and I don't think she really produced it either. So it's not like it was a little
I
weird to
think the
me.
only thing she says on the song is true. So,
Yeah, that was definitely her.
but the video version, I liked it. I mean, I'm like, okay, well, she got in the video, she got her blue on, red on, green,
Yeah,
yellow.
the
Uh, it was pretty good.
the video was really fabulous, actually. Way better than the previous video we talked about. Yeah, it doesn't top my favorite music videos from this list of singles, but it was a really good music video. I thought the colors, definitely different dance floors from the red to the blue to the green, the yellow and black bumblebee color. I believe there
Yeah.
was an appearance from Aaliyah in the video, so a lot, just it was a cool video. So and if you do want to find that version of the song, she has an EP called I think the Not Tonight EP. So if you do want to find that song, it's on there. So if you prefer the single version better than the album version. So it is on. It should be on your Apple Music streaming service. So, but it was a good song. I mean, I think it was a nice duet between the both of them. But good song. I mean, I listen to it from time to time. Great beat, also, may I add. Uh, it,
Yeah,
it,
I remember it like I remember the true part specifically like that part at least I remember hearing when I was a kid. Um,
yeah,
but I didn't even know it was her song.
yeah. I mean, it does seem like she's a feature on her own song, so that's a little it's a little weird there, but it happens, I guess. All right, and then the last single we'll talk about is "Not Tonight." So this is like a little similar, like like we had in episode number one with the One More Chance. That definitely "Not Tonight." You hear the album version, and "Not Tonight" remix, you hear something completely different, and you know, um, you have a different type of video and everything, all these features. So I guess we can start with the album version of "Not Tonight." Um, First of all, it had a great beat. It had I forget the name of that song that they sampled, but great beat. And she dropped some pretty fire lyrics in the song also. I liked how she started. Let me pull up the lyrics real quick. I know a I know a dude named Jenny used to run up in me, nighttime pussy, drunk off the Henny Remy. Yeah, I mean, I like how she started that first verse there. So, I mean, it was a good song, but again, it doesn't reflect what you hear. If you want to just go out and buy the single, and then chorus was interesting too. I don't want dick tonight. Eat my pussy right. Yeah, I told you this episode was gonna be like the one we've never done before. I mean, I think the only thing that's left is to do a Two Live Crew album, which we'll put on we'll put on the list pretty soon. So what was your thoughts on the original version of this song?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was funny when she said, I don't know, she was kind of building up when she was like, there was something about this guy I could not stand, something that would have made him a real man. Something I wanted was, but never was pushy. He never ate my pussy. And I'm like, oh, I don't know why I was expecting something different, but I'm like, oh, okay, okay. But I like that. That was funny. I like what she said. Four stroke creep.
Yeah,
I like the chorus. It was a pretty good song, pretty funny song.
yeah. Kind of reflects what we heard throughout the whole album. And then if we get into the music video, which had a bunch of features from Missy Elliott, Angie Martinez, The Brat, and Left Eye from TLC. What was your thoughts when you saw the video? Like, this isn't what I heard on the album.
I was honestly like when I saw Left Eye, I was pleasantly surprised only because I feel like I've seen so many clips of Left Eye over and the same clips over and over, but I've actually never seen this video. So it was kind of cool to see her. And then they had so many people on there. It was like some
Yeah,
actresses on there I didn't really
yeah,
I recognize them. I don't know their names, but I'm like, oh, I remember they were big in the 90s.
yeah. It
And
was a lot of cameos in that video. I didn't get a chance to look up the cameo list, but I mean, video was great, and it is my favorite music video because I like how they're jet skiing and then they're like on like some island just partying it up. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. This song was actually on the Nothing to Lose soundtrack. It was a movie in the mid '90s with Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins. One of my favorite comedies from the '90s. If you hadn't seen it, do yourself a favor, check it out. I thought it was really hilarious. But yeah, so it was off that soundtrack. Really good soundtrack, also, by the way. So I mean,
I thought it was funny in the video the way it kept on going back and forth between that clips of that movie and then
mm,
clips of the Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, Lil Kim, and then you
yeah,
got the Caucasian couple on the movie. I don't know.
yeah,
I didn't even realize Martin Lawrence was in it until I looked it up. So I was like,
yeah.
what movie is this that has them
Yeah,
on?
so you found it. Yeah, Nothing to Lose. Yeah, this is a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was yeah, it was a great music video, and that's how they do. Well, I'm sure you know this before, but like that's how they do it. Like if it's a movie like from a soundtrack or something, they'll go back and forth and get scenes like from the movie. I'm not sure if they do that today, but I mean back then they did that. Just for about any big song that was part of like a major soundtrack coming out. So yeah,
Yeah. I also like when Missy Elliott at the end, she's like, "Oh, you're not about to have me just singing on here. I got to spit a verse." And she was
yep.
like, "What I look like, Patty Bell, Patty
But
LaBelle or some shit."
yeah, yeah, I had a feeling you would like that one. I mean, I know you're a Missy fan, so yeah, yeah, that actually was a pretty funny part of the song, and yeah, so I mean, so that's originally that song was not on the original hardcore album, but they did put out a reissue of this in 1997. So if you do have that 1997 reissue, that should be the last song on there, bringing the track count up to 16. Usually, I talk about like reissues and stuff later on during the album, but since this was a single, I figured right now would be the appropriate time to bring it up. So we'll just do that. Um, so with that being said, let's discuss our favorite tracks. And I know none of your favorite tracks were the singles, so what tracks you got?
So, Big Mama Thing, Spend a Little Dough, Mafia Land, and an honorable mention for Queen Bitch.
Okay, we had two of them: Big Mama Thing, Mafia Land, and you're probably gonna laugh when I say this. I really like that song Dreams.
Oh no.
It's just a funny song. Like,
It is a funny song, and she mentions a lot of people.
yeah. All right. I guess since we're on the subject of dreams, we can talk about that first. I mean, just the chorus to me in that song was just real like funny, and then I always like songs when artists just name drop other artists. In this case, she's name dropping a bunch of R&B artists. So, I mean, she goes from R. Kelly to Montel Jordan to 112. So I thought, yeah, yeah, I thought this was a pretty interesting song. Like, Horace Brown, Babyface. The list goes on. I mean,
Yeah,
any thoughts on this song?
I thought it was funny when she said Prince be looking fruity, but he could still eat the booty. Um, I also I also noted like the first guy she mentioned was R. Kelly, and I'm like, oh God, thinking about it from this time.
Yeah,
And I like when she
that probably didn't age very
said
well, but
no, especially as like the number one guy. Like wow.
yeah.
And I like when she mentioned of D'Angelo and she's
Oh
like
yeah,
singing like
D'Angelo.
want some of that brown sugar. I thought that was funny. And when she said they be sucking blackberry molasses out my asses. Like she said asses plural. So that was hilarious.
Yeah. What'd you think of the song? What is it? Spend a little dough. Well, what'd you like? What really brought that one out for you to be one of your favorites?
I like well it told a story number one, and it's kind of she's getting out of jail after 3 years and she hasn't heard from the guy, and she's like, why haven't I heard from you? And he's like, I didn't want to see my bird in a cage. And then she like you hear the click of the gun and she's about to rob him, and she says, calm yourself, it's just a little robbery. And I like the part where she says, you got stricken with the poverty starving me. Then I like when she kind of goes to the What's Love movie, and she
Oh,
says, I practice this for a living like Buddhism. Nam Myo Renge Kyo X Tina. Love ain't got shit to do with me and you. Um, I also like on verse two, I can almost hear the Biggie in the verse when she says, I heard about the carjacks and all the contracts. It reminded me of that song Warning
oh,
from his album.
oh yeah, warning. Yeah, oh yeah, that was a very good song. Yeah, yeah. I think you do hear bit of sampling from Biggie throughout the whole album. I mean, I don't think they had him as an official feature. That's why I didn't put him in guest appearances when preparing the outline. But he is heard on this album. I think he's in one of the skits too. But I mean, but yeah. But going back to this song, I thought interesting song. I liked the chorus. Really stood out to me. But in terms of the story, all that stuff, that didn't really interest me all that much. But I think it was one of her, less hardcore songs on the album. Looking at it,
Yeah, it was. Even though she was killing the guy,
yeah.
it was one of her less graphic songs.
All right, so we agreed on two songs, Mafia Land and Big Mama Thing. Let's talk Mafia Land. I really like this because she talks about where she comes from, how she how her day to day life is going, everything, and talking about she used to roll with bitches. Now it's just me and my niggas, I guess. So I think it really just told like the story of of how how she's doing like time to time. None of the I think it is one of her lesser hardcore songs too in terms of what the album presents. So and then I also like the thunderstorms at the beginning and end of the song too. I thought that was pretty cool and a good beat. What about you? What did you enjoy about this one?
Yeah, the honestly, on the very first line, I felt like it was like crazy foreshadowing because she
Mm,
says one chick named Nick thought she was the shit. Tried to play Big Papa, don't worry. Minutes before I drop her to blow blow like a
blah blah.
parolee, like a parolee, the bitch violated. So how you like it, coffin or cremated? I like that because I'm like, dang, this is '96. She kind of speaking Nicki Minaj into existence and their beef.
Oh yeah.
And I too like the chorus. When she say, "Ain't a day in my life that goes by that I don't get high, sit back and want to cry." I used to roll with tons of bitches. Now it's just me and my niggas.
Yeah. Yeah, like
I
she
also like the part.
mm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, no. I feel like with the chorus, it's like she likes being the only female, like in a all dude crew. If that makes sense. That's all I was about to
Yeah,
say. Just
yeah. It does give that. I like when she says she's kind of trying to get in the frame of mind of the mob boss, and she's
yeah,
like talking about herself. Too little, too pretty, too quiet.
yeah.
That bitch is hired. I like that.
I don't think Little Kim has a lot of female friends, if you know what I mean. But
Now it's just her and her niggas.
yeah, yeah. Any other thoughts on this song?
uh, no, I just thought it was cool. Like just talking about the life of a woman in a
Yeah,
gang.
yeah. Definitely. I believe if that song was cleaned up a little more, it probably should have been a single. Along with this next song we're gonna talk about, Big Mama Thing. Yeah, one question for you. Why wasn't this a single?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. It literally has Jay Z on there. I don't know. Was he was big in '96, right?
Yeah, he put out Reasonable Doubt a couple months prior, so yeah.
Yeah,
That
I don't
that
know.
yeah. And then I think best feature performance, not including a Ladies Night remix, would have to be from him. Yeah, because I think he really kills it in the second verse here. Little C's did good too. I mean, on the stuff he did, but I got to give it up to Jay Z. He killed that second verse on Big Mama Thing, and like you said, the beat was excellent too. It had everything to be a single. Just maybe they couldn't clean it up enough or something. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I will give it to them in that way. Like a lot of them probably couldn't be singles because they were so graphic. But Jesus, Big Mama Thing, it was so good. I thought Jay Z was being super edgy, like saying like, I don't know why Biggie let me around you. Doesn't he know I want to sleep with you?
yeah,
Um, it kind
that
of reminded me. It kind of reminded me of this thing that J Cole did about Beyonce. He was like, go hard like I just seen some nipples on Beyonce. No disrespect to Hove, but if I didn't, I'd be beyond gay. And I was just like, wow, I cannot believe Jay Z was bold enough to just say that. That's the same thing I thought about J Cole. Like, oh, you're just gonna say that?
Well, I mean, Jay Z was around. I guess he did a song with her, and then, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the rapper Foxy Brown. He did songs with her too. So, yeah, it was kind of.
Yeah, every man for himself, I guess.
Yeah, he got around back then. I'll put it that way. But
Yeah.
yeah, great song. Great verses from everyone. Little C's did 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 a good job on the chorus. Like I said, just trying to figure out why it wasn't a single. But any other thoughts
even
on this?
even on that even on that Notorious movie, like this is one of the songs that stood out to me that
Mm,
Notori Naughton played her, but this is one of the songs that stood out to me that she performed on the movie, and she has that deep voice on it. What you got it going on?
yeah,
I'm like, this is an obvious single. Like, what
yeah,
in the world?
yeah. And then I was looking on Spotify too. If I could pull it up real quick, it has uh, it's the second most played song with 19 million. Yeah, behind "Crush on You," it's the second most played song, 19 million plays, at least on the Spotify side of things. So yeah,
Mm.
obviously it's probably the most popular song on the album. "Crush on You" is a good song too. But the thing is, I could put it as an honorable mention, but I couldn't put it as in the top three because Little C performs the whole thing, and the remix technically wasn't part of the album, so I gotta. Yeah, so if the remix was on the album, I'd be like, all right, I'll put that on top three because that kind of was the best song.
Yeah, Big Mama thing. They fumbled. They fumbled on that one.
Yeah, but despite its shortcomings in terms of the promotion, it did do two times platinum, so it must have did something right back then. Uh,
Yeah.
so any track that you could have did without in term on this album, like that you didn't like any of the skits. I didn't like that song "Drugs"
Uh,
that much. I know.
I actually like Drugs, but I didn't like Fuck You. It to me it didn't go along with
Mm,
the rest of the album. It honestly felt like the album only Cuban links. Which was fine, but it didn't feel like Lil
yeah,
Kim's style. And it's like you're
yeah,
gonna end the song with just this guy. Just I don't know.
yeah.
You know what makes me much stronger to you? I could take pain much longer to you. I'm just like I don't know. Is this it for Lil Kim album?
Yeah, yeah, for me, yeah, yeah, I could probably put that. Yeah, "Fuck You" definitely isn't going back to my playlist. I can agree with you on that. And then, out of curiosity, I know we talked about the '97 reissue with the "Not Tonight, Ladies Night" remix. Who do you think had the best verse on that song? I just gotta ask.
Um, I I guess it's hard to say because I was so focused on Left Eye, but
I think she was the best
I
performer. I'll be honest with you. I think
yeah, I guess Missy. If I had to choose, that's the only one that stood out to me.
uh, I think she had the best second best performance. I couldn't put it number one because one verse wasn't long enough. But I think
Yeah,
Left Eye killed it on that second verse.
yeah,
Especially in the video too, with the way she was dancing with all them dancers. Oh my god, yeah, that was. May her rest in
yeah,
peace. I'm pretty sure she would have gone on to do bigger and better things had she stayed alive. And she was a good rapper too. I don't think a lot of people realize how good of a rapper she was. But
yeah. She did a really good job, and it was just good to see her.
yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, so let's get into recommendations.
Can we talk about one more song?
One more song.
Um,
Okay, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go for it.
I just like on Queen Bitch when Biggie just pops up and says like one bar, fucks it up, and then just leaves. Like you never hear from him again. When he's like, "You niggas got some audacity. You sold 1 million, now you half of me. Get off my dick." And then he say, "Kick it, bitch." And then Lil Kim go back to rapping. I was like, that was hard.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely was a. I had a feeling you would like Queen Bitch, but yeah, lot of people do. It wasn't one of my favorites. It's a good song though.
Yeah.
All right. Recommendations. If you want to hear some of Little Kim's earlier work with Junior Mafia, check out the Junior Mafia album Conspiracy. We both agree Jay Z probably had the best guest appearance on this whole album. So if you're a Jay Z fan, you want to hear something from him during that time. Reasonable Doubt came out a couple months prior. And if you want to hear Little Kim on any more stuff, Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out were the recommendations. There are a bunch of other recommendations I can come up with also. Biggie's Life After Death. Definitely if you're into that, East Coast hip hop, mid 90s, the whole Bad Boy family thing, definitely check out what they had going on during that time. So those were the recommendations. So we get into our final thoughts on this album. Closing thoughts. Any tracks you're taking back to your playlist?
Yeah, definitely all the Big Mama thing, Mafia Land,
Mafia Line was a good,
uh,
great song. Great song.
Spend a Little Dough, and Queen Bitch. I liked all of them. The singles to me, I mean, it's not even top six, so you can't go by the singles. Like, listen to the rest of the album. It
Yeah.
is pretty good.
Yeah, that's a very good album. Definitely, I'm taking back Mafia Land, Big Mama Thing. Yeah, I am taking Dreams back also. That's just a funny song, and
That is funny.
yeah, I'll probably give this album another spin, see if any other songs, just grow on me. So definitely do that. All right, so you, the audience, what did you guys think of this album? Let us know your favorite tracks in the comments. What tracks we didn't like, anything we missed, anything we got wrong. Please let us know in the comments. For Netta, Wondrous Net, I'm Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool. And thank you for watching or listening to episode 19 of Listen in 3D. We will see you on the next one. Later.